My name is Melissa Koehler, and this is for EDUC 631 through Liberty University, and I'm going to be showing you how to use PowToon in the classroom. Okay, we're going to start from the very beginning. So we're going to go to www.powtoon.com, and you can either click Start Now or sign up for free. When you sign up for free, you can log in multiple ways. You can sign in through Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, or simply write down your name, first name, last name, email address, and password. Since I'm already signed up, I'm going to log right in. And I'm going to log in using Google. Click on the Google username that you used when you signed up. We're going to click Create a new PowToon. And you can choose different styles: professional, whiteboard, infographic. I prefer cartoons, or you can choose a pre-made template, so that's up to you. I'm going to go ahead and click on cartoon because that is my preference. And it comes up to a storyboard. Now you have some choices. You can click basic, teacher, student. I'm on education. There's obviously one for work, for corporate, or professional. And it gives you a few more choices for your storyboard as a teacher. So first I'm going to click on intro. And it comes up with many different backgrounds you can choose. And then you can edit the backgrounds once you get into them. I'm going to scroll all the way down and click on this background. I'm going to be using this as an intro to my class for the semester. Now you can have them play this through themselves if this is an intro to an online class. And I'm going to use it to list my goals. So it's taking me to concepts, but I want to use specifics again. I feel like they don't give you enough slides, so I'm going to add some on my own. And I'm going to use the goal template. Now they want me to choose goals, but I'm going to stick with specifics. They don't have what I want, so I'm going to move down to a different category. So you can choose any category you would like. You don't have to stick with the order that they would like you to use. In my intro video, I want to tell them what the required readings are going to be. And then I'm not ready for my call to action yet, so I'm going to go back into concepts because I want to explain my rules further before I go into our call to action. If you're having trouble figuring out the order, they have subtitles. So you can just read the subtitles and they'll tell you whether you want to add a graph or a who, what, where, when. And that kind of helps you understand what you should be choosing. It will automatically replace it. I felt like I needed another slide, so you can add as many slides as you would like. You can even add slides in between. And now I'm ready for my call to action. This is where I would give my contact information, our website, anywhere where you want students to go, so they have it written someplace and they can write it down themselves if they want to put it on record. And then to end the video, I'm just going to end with either a quote or something to keep them excited and looking forward to the semester. So they have a whole section of outros or endings. Now you're ready to preview it, or you can continue to edit your content. When they come up, this is where you will find the choices where you can choose to have these in slide form. So if you're presenting this in a class, and it would be right up here, you would click slides, and you might want to have them be slide form because you need to go at your own pace, or you can have it be in a video form, and this is useful if the kids are watching the videos on their own time, or if it's an online class. On the right side, you will see a bunch of tools to edit. You'll see how you can edit font, add pictures, you can delete things, you can add a different background if you would like, you can add different slides, so I'll show you all those features once it loads here. Okay, there is some premium content which is locked, so that means that you can still use it and show your students the premium content, but you just can't export it with the premium content. So I'm going to start editing my text. My name is Madame Koehler, and I want to change that to a female teacher. And you can change it to any of the pictures there. You can move them wherever you want them. You can have them doing different actions. So I want to have her wave hello. You can have them move from point A to point B. You can have them flip sides. So you have a bunch of different options that you can choose. So I'm going to start going through and editing some things. I'm going to have him be a woman as well, but I still want her to be typing like he was. As you scroll down, you can add different transitions. So I'm going to add a few here so we can see what they look like when we go through the finished product. You can also move slides if you wanted them in a different order. If you don't like a slide, you can delete it. Here's where I'm going to write my goals. So if I wanted to say goal 1, goal 2, and goal 3, I can keep it like that, or I can edit it. I can also edit the text, the font, whether I want to underline, bold, the position, bigger, smaller, the color, the size, etc. And then I can add more text if I would like. So you can change the background, the layout, the text. You can take a look at the library, add an object, add a graph, sounds, images. So let's take a look at this slide. If I wanted to delete some of the text, I can just click on it and press delete on my keyboard. And then if I want to add a different object, turn the switch on and you'll go into the object library. So you can add a speech bubble, a shape, lines, or you can search for something. And then either click it or you can drag it over. Here's where I'm going to add my email address and our website. And you can go back and forth, changing it to slide form versus video form. You can look at the grids to see where objects are. And then I'm going to save my product. We're almost ready to see the final product. Together we went through and edited a bunch of the text, and we edited some of the people. I then added some goals for the year, speaking, reading, and writing. We learned through storytelling, so I added all of the resources we're going to use. We have some rules that I wanted them to read through. And then I added my contact information and my Google site. There's still things that, because I was going to delete those. And then this is more than a class, it's an experience. So I'm going to save it again now that I've finished, and I'm going to preview it. I'm going to give you a glimpse of how it looks as a movie. And then I'm going to toggle it to a slideshow so you can kind of see the difference. That just plays through. And here you have control over the pace of the slides. Okay, now you can go back to continuing edit it. You can turn off autoplay, adjust the sound, adjust the size of the screen, and then you can export it. Like I said, you can't export any premium content, but if you're showing it through the browser, you can show any premium content.